And today we're off to the Shuttleworth Air Show. It's the summer air show in July 2025. The Shuttleworth collection, Old Warden Airdrome, is near Biggleswade in Bedfordshire. So this is the Friday before the Saturday air show, and we're going in our motorhome to stay overnight Friday and overnight Saturday night. It's only £20 to stay overnight. So we've just booked in and we've got our pitch allocated. So we're all set up, and this is the view that we get. Aircraft practicing for the show tomorrow. Don't normally see that many tiger moths in the air at one time. So my usual form of transport when I visit Shuttleworth is flying in my Oster. It's a 1946 era Oster Autocrat. Landing fees are £15, and that also gives you access to the museum and the Swiss garden. So this time we've left the Oster at home. So let's have a little look along the flight line, see what's here. So although the air show isn't until tomorrow, there's still a lot of activity with aircraft practicing and such like. The Dragon Rapide was quite busy doing pleasure flights. Wacky Rabbit was also giving pleasure flights. So while it's not too busy, we're going to have a look around the museum at all the old aircraft. A lot of these are actually, well, I think probably most of them are in flying condition, and they will be out tomorrow in the show. So as well as aircraft, there's quite a good collection of vehicles, vintage vehicles. The box kite is one that I really want to see flying. I've never seen it before, so hopefully the weather will be okay tomorrow. So weather permitting, all these Edwardian era aircraft will be flying tomorrow. And outside there's a meet-up of Morgan owners and their cars. There's always something going on at Old Warden, Shuttleworth. So another advantage of coming the day before the air show gives us time to have a look around the Swiss gardens, which sort of 1820s Regency style gardens. There are the resident peacocks, not displaying their feathers this time. So it's Saturday afternoon, time for the air show. These are just some of the aircraft that displayed. So we're starting off with Rich Goodwin flying his one-off design Pitts S2 based aircraft.
An uprated Lycoming piston engine, and most importantly, 2 Lynx turbojets. He's starting his takeoff roll. He's gone now into his knife edge pass. And immediately you can both see and hear that this is no standard hit. So a couple of rolls on the way up, the speed bleeding away, and now he's about to kick in the rudder. There's the first hammerhead, and there's the second.
And meanwhile back on the ground there's all sorts of stuff going on in the hangars in the discovery zones. flight simulators, build and airfix kit. Look at the radiator on this. Good job he's in the AA.
Team headed by a man who'd later become legendary with the English Electric Company, Teddy Petter, for such designs as the Canberra Bomber and the Lightning Fighter. And so it was that the Bristol M1s never flew on the Western Front, which was a very curious decision. One pilot said that Major Oliver Stewart, who scored 5 victories in Sopwith Pups, pointed out that the Bristol needed a revised piloting technique, but... Yet, despite that incredible record, the triplane saw only a very brief service career and just 147 were built. Flight 10 Squadron, Royal Naval Air Squadron, allegedly destroyed no fewer than 87 German aircraft during a 3-month series. Possibly also spurred by the fact that the triplane, though fantastic in the air, was rather less so on the ground. It was very tricky to repair. The fuel and oil tanks were inaccessible without dismantling the wings and fuselage, so even minor repairs couldn't be carried out by ground crew. Tight formation. The parallel in the centre, the red and silver to Havilland Tigermoth, and the white and silver to Havilland 60 Moth. Hotshot Hector now coming in for his first pass. The B2 is the other tricky one in the weather conditions, but he's down through and the wheels, did they touch? Rocket Crockett coming in now for his first pass. Through he goes on the first one. Can he keep it down for the second? Making sure he's clear from the wheels, and through he goes. Pass. Hopefully his first successful pass on the limbo. Trying not to land, and through he goes. Keep it, air ball. Don't let those wheels touch. And through he goes to the second as well. Now this has to be the most international season of displays we've ever had at Old Warden. We've had historic aeroplanes displaying here from many countries. This is amongst them. This beautiful Newport 23 C1 replica comes to us from Switzerland. And then it'll be the Shuttleworth Fire 5C. It's estimated that 18,000 have flown to US Army field surgical hospitals in Bell Sioux helicopters fitted with
We've now got a break between the afternoon and evening shows. Time to get something to eat.
Nathan Scheuer, one of the instructors on 29, and a man who holds a bit of RAF history which we'll tell you about shortly, because in this display on the roll, the Avro 504K. His eponymous company, Avro. And without question, one of his most outstanding creations was this, the 504. Derived from the Avro 500 of which had a 24 horsepower Antoinette engine, flew at Brooklands in 1908 and made the first powered flight in Britain by a British designed and built aeroplane. His first triplane had a 9 horsepower jet engine, was barely present. They took to the air in 1909 from Rowe's new flying field at Walthamstow Marshes.
Slightly flexible nature of a wood and fabric wing by using a network of wires to apply tension to specific parts of the wing and thus change its overall shape rather than having a dedicated moving flap.
And entered service with Avro's own flying school at Brooklands. Alas, it experienced several mishaps, on more than one occasion ending up in the adjacent sewage farm. It was repaired each time. The last of those repairs involved the fuselage being extended. That aircraft had been retired and dismantled by August 1911, and Rowe switched to biplanes like the 500 series. This one, a replica, built for the 1965 film, those magnificent men in their flying machines. And once the filming was...
The company had built 2 examples for Imperial Airways for service in Asia.
The colours of the RAF Coningsby station flight of a Mark 19 Anson that served with that unit. Used to be part of the BAE Systems Heritage Flight fleet, but along with their other 2 airworthy aircraft, the DH-60 we are going to see shortly hopefully, and the Blackburn B-2 we saw earlier, it passed into
Real chaos.
yes, very, very well choreographed,
Yeah.
It must be said by all 3 pilots, just lovely. Now, we're getting into... And if conditions are right, we should, we hope, see a little bit of light develop under its fuselage. This is the English Electric Wren, and these are 2 contrasting approaches to the mid-1920s light aeroplane, and it's up. 23. There was a £500 official award for the most economical British aircraft with a 750cc maximum engine. The winner was decidedly limp, which would be suitable to fly the rest of the box.
aeroplane with a pusher engine, an elevator carried on a boom in front of the wings, two horizontal stabilisers at the back, and two rudders carried on booms, but no fixed vertical stabiliser. In fact, there are no fixed vertical services at all.
And it all stemmed. That convinced him to diversify into aviation. Set up the division earlier. And here it goes, on the roll, the oldest airworthy British aeroplane, the Blackburn Type D. Wealthy young customer with this single-seat monoplane of similar general configuration to the Mercury series. It flew late in 1912 with Harold Blackburn as test pilot. He was no relation to Robert, incidentally. It was then modified to improve its performance. But this was already an aircraft that showed, for the time, superb flying qualities. It made its public debut in March 1913 at the Lofthouse Park flying ground in Leeds, with Harold Blackburn at the controls. Three days later, Cyril Foggin himself took the helm. Foggin's intention was to give exhibitions with this aeroplane. Harold Blackburn continued flying it as well. In it he made circuits of Wakefield. He even flew it as far as Stamford. Harold Blackburn flew it from Lofthouse Park to Harrogate, an 18-mile flight, during which it was reported that the Type D attained an altitude of 4,000 feet. The next owner was one Montague Francis Blue, who later married Foggin's sister, Irene. He operated the aeroplane in the area of Wittering and gave several displays.
So that concludes what has been a brilliant air show. Such a diverse range of aircraft, and especially getting to see the Edwardians. The house at Shuttleworth is open to the public at various times during the year. Joseph Shuttleworth bought Old Warden Estates in 1872 and the house was designed and built. And here is the Shuttleworth College. The house is available for various functions, and this weekend there was a wedding. Imagine just having said your wedding vows and the Lancaster bomber flies overhead. Perfect. The Shuttleworth estate includes 500 acres of parkland, including the airfield. As I mentioned before, there's always something going on at Shuttleworth, and this is the Sunday after the air show and we've got a car meet. I can thoroughly recommend a visit to Shuttleworth, whether it's for the airfield and their activities, the house, the gardens and the museum. But we've got to go home now, so we'll be back another time. So have a look on the Shuttleworth website and see what events are coming up in the future. I've added some links for my other videos. So bye for now, thanks for watching.